What up, stubborn ones? Hope you're doing amazing. Hope you're out there making it happen and smashing goals. It's another beautiful day here in sunny Florida. I've been super busy at work, super busy with school, full-time student, trying to get my bachelor's degree. It's kicking my butt, but I'm here, I'm back. Did you miss me? I missed you. I know I missed you. You missed me? Since the weather's so good, gotta take advantage. Ugly duckling is gonna get a little less ugly. As you can see here, I have the valve cover off. Changed the spark plugs one day, and I realized that one of them is full of oil, and I think I figured out why. So while I have it out of the car, I'm gonna go ahead and paint it. So I've had this laying around for a while because, well, you know what? I'm not gonna give you any spoilers. You just gotta stick around to find out on that one. There's a certain technique that you gotta use when you use this Wrinkle spray paint so it can actually wrinkle. So since I have this out, might as well practice. Every day the ugly duckling is getting a little less ugly. I didn't make a video on it. It's got new wheels and tires. Inkies, however you say it. As you can see, it still has the rally height on there. If you're new to the channel, this here is my 1996 JDM Integra Type R right-hand drive, baby. Recaro seats, so clean. It's so nice in here. It doesn't smell like the 90s either. If you have an old car, you know what the 90s smells like. The Integra is basically all original other than the, you know, a few things aren't original. Okay, obviously. The radio, the gauges up there, but everything else is pretty much original. So a cold start is not all that great, but it doesn't sound like a fart can. Ooh, and it starts on time every time. Now, obviously this is not too loud here, but when VTEC kicks, ooh. Now this baby here, thing sounds good. That's a sick ass cold start. It's one of my favorite cars to drive, but honestly it just sits here collecting dust. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see some content on it. More Integra Type R content coming in the future. BMW content coming if you want it. And this thing getting a little less ugly every day. And on my how-to videos, I like to lay out everything that I'm gonna use. For this valve cover, I don't necessarily need to sand anything, and I'm not gonna tape anything off. I only really need to clean it. So I picked up some degreaser because you see it's disgusting. I'm hoping that I can paint these little guys black. So I got the high heat ultra. And of course I got my Wrinkle red. I also have my heat gun, which will help the drying process for the wrinkling effect.
Come on, y'all.
And look at that, guys. After a few more passes of the degreaser and brushing, this looks insane. If it wasn't because I have a project in mind, I would leave it just like that because the ugly duckling has a cover anyway. But after I paint it, I'm gonna take that cover off. The only thing I wish I would have done better was, I mean, it was already in rough shape, but now you can't see the tag at all. I should have taped it off or just been more careful about it. But it was in, I don't know if I could have recovered that anyway. If I was going for standard paint, I would sand this down just to have it smooth, since it's wrinkle anyway, because I feel there's rough surfaces. But since it's a wrinkle finish, it doesn't have to be a smooth surface. I love saying the word isopropyl, even though I'm probably saying it wrong. I got the 91% to make sure that it cleans all the extra, you know, oils from my hands and from the gloves, stuff like that. And I took off my gloves. I'm going to put some new ones on, some clean ones. So now we have everything. I only have these two little things that I don't want to get paint on. These things here get covered by a rubber grommet, so I'm not worried about not getting paint on there. I'm also not worried about doing it perfect in these holes because they're going to be covered anyway. Same thing here. This is where the coils go. That stuff is covered, so it doesn't matter if I get it perfect, and it doesn't matter if I tape it. I'm ready for the next step. I have my isopropyl alcohol. I have a brand new microfiber towel, and I have brand new gloves. So this is gonna be oil-free, grease-free, and ready to paint. We're gonna use a generous amount, then it's gonna be ready for paint. The good thing about this is that it dries quick and it cleans very effectively. I'm ready for paint. Now, I know the video is going to be relatively short, but guys, the preparation part is the most important step. In reality, I'm about 3 hours into this right now, and now is when I'm going to finally spray, because the preparation, the more you prepare, the better the paint is gonna look and the longer it's gonna last. Make sure you're in a well-ventilated area. I'm gonna close this door because there's so many bugs and crap that I don't want, you know, or a gust of wind. I don't want things on here. Make sure you use a respirator. Safety first. Let's get to it. Reading is fundamental. This says shake the can for 10 seconds. Hold it 8 to 10 inches from the surface. It says use 3 heavy coats. First coat is vertical, second coat is horizontal, and the third coat is diagonal, allowing 5 minutes between each coat. The wrinkle finish doesn't appear immediately. You gotta allow it to dry for about 2 hours, and that's when we're going to use our heat gun, because as you see here, it says secure paint baking in an oven for an hour and 200 degrees. That will cause the wrinkles to be tighter. So let's get to shaking and baking. This is another thing I picked up, pretty nifty. You don't need this, but I got it because my arthritis. First coat, vertical. Take it down. So 3 even coats, 5 minutes between each coat, very evenly. I love this. Not to toot my own horn, but man, I did amazing. Look at this. This is great. There is no uneven spots. There's no runs. Now, don't be a goofball. Get lower to the ground. I was just being lazy. I done goofed that one, huh? That's Danny's next project, huh? Anyways, time for the heat gun. This is the heat gun I have. I don't know. I ain't no heat gun expert. This might take a while, but that's all right. As long as it looks good in the end, that's all that really matters.
One eternity later.
As you see here, it's finally starting to dry and wrinkle. Ooh, I'm excited. Yeah, you can see it right there, it's wrinkling. As you see, this side is wrinkling, but this side is not. So I'm gonna spend a little more time right here, but it's looking so good.
A few moments later.
You think they're ready?
It looks too good.
Too good for the ugly duckling, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Here you go. Oh my goodness. The wrinkle, the red, the cleanness. Look how nice the wrinkle looks. That is crazy. Get your chanclas out my freaking shot. For a home project and for my first time, this is crazy. This is, even though I had a casualty, whoopsie daisy, that'll buff out, right? This came out amazing. All the little components have them soaking up right now, and I'm going to paint them black so it'll all look brand new, just because attention to detail, you know? While I'm here, I'm gonna fix these. As you can see, some broke off, and when these break off, these wires get way too hot and the car acts crazy. These right here, you see it just disintegrates. There was a casualty, freaking popping these out. The coils, 2 of them didn't make it. Thank God for O'Reilly's, they have 2 of them. These 2 survived. Don't buy that cheap stuff from China. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the notification bell so you be part of the Noti gangs every time content drops. You don't miss out on our goofball shenanigans. I'm about to show you guys a little, you know, when everything is on, I'll show you the final product. As always, thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. I love you, you love me. We're one great big family. See you on the next one. Sayonara. Puto. As you see, I ran out of daylight, but I wanted to show you guys that this is the easiest way to paint screws. If you got an old box laying around, just poke some holes, put the screws through. Look at that. Put everything back together. That's what it looks like. It's clean. I cleaned all this stuff up right here. Thing looks good.